I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Scrum Master, that is. In time, one of you will become a Scrum Master, but my overall goal is to help you develop the Scrum lifestyle, not only for your 16 weeks at ICStars, but also for the rest of your lives. Ask yourself, which one of these skills best suits you? Survival. Size up the situation. There will be many times where you'll need to make difficult choices and think quickly. You should remain aware of your surroundings, physical condition, and in this case, tools. You want to be able to master gauging the energy in a room and develop a consistent relationship with that energy. Eventually, you'll learn to become an influential source for that energy. Use all of your senses. This is why using all of your senses must become a habit that you practice every second of the day. Failing to recognize the benefit of this will possibly lead to some very difficult lessons. Remember where you are. There will be times when you'll feel very comfortable and you'll seem to overcome challenges easily. Whenever you become aware of this feeling, remind yourself to exceed expectations. What do you think staff and the people in the ICStars network expect of you? What do you expect from yourself? Go far beyond those expectations. You're the small few chosen from a large number of applicants. Never forget that. Vanquish fear and panic. Be honest with yourself enough to admit when you're afraid. Now you have given yourself the opportunity to recognize triggers and develop strategies to manage fear. Eventually, you can overcome the fear. Improvise. Improvisational skills will be useful in this program. Mastering this will take a lot of practice. You'll find more positive results by using this technique wisely than you will not. Value living. There will be times when you'll feel like you no longer have a life for some of you, but when the bigger picture is taken into consideration, you'll see just how fulfilling every minute spent in this program will be for you. Act like the natives. Not only do you want to respect the company as much as its employees and executive staff, but you want to go beyond that. Changing perceptions is ICStars' greatest mission, and it begins with you. If your intentions are not aligned this way, then you will quite possibly miss out on some wonderful opportunities. Live by your wits, but for now, learn basic skills. Your level of intelligence and resilience is what got you here in the first place. But now you'll learn to develop that in order to build new skills, such as critical thinking, problem solving, active listening, research, public speaking, communication, organization, networking and social skills, gift giving, self-management, and a bunch of other skills that I may have missed here. Google will become the most valuable tool in your 16 weeks at ICStars. It can be reliable or unreliable for you. It all depends on how good you are at using it. Also, make sure you use other Google products. ICStars uses Google Drive frequently for projects. Learning it is crucial to your survival. T is a gift to you. The skills that you learn from T are very important. The more you develop them, the higher your rate of success will be at ICStars. There is no other place I know of where you'll have a conversation with business executives, successful entrepreneurs, and community leaders every single day. So try to do your best to capitalize on this opportunity. Working with each other will be a great challenge for all of you. So during your first week, Be careful not to make the mistake of taking your workshops for granted. It's called Team Week for a reason, as you will learn. You may find the exercises fun and enlightening for you individually, but it will benefit you in the long run to take that time to get to know all of your cycle mates. When it comes time to start your projects, you'll see that conflicts will occur often, and if you lack the ability to work with your team, you may find yourself in some very difficult situations. Unfortunately, as a group, there may be a time when you lose a teammate. For some of you, that teammate will be a person you developed a close friendship with. This will be tough to deal with and it might frustrate some of you, but never forget to zoom out and realize the big picture. ICStars is a project-based business, leadership, and technology training program. But more than that, you're all business professionals that are here to change perceptions. So lacking or slacking in any of these areas not only hurts you as an individual, but it also hurts your cycle and the ICStars program. So keep this in mind if this hard lesson ever comes forth.
I learned a lot here, especially about business etiquette, about the newer technologies. So, I've got quite a bit of new knowledge from that. Also, pretty much how to deal with people, especially in this environment. Nowadays, learn about Agile, which will help me definitely in the future. The biggest challenge was dealing with all the different personalities, especially the more aggressive ones. I'm one of those type of people that don't like to be pushed. You push me, you try to keep pushing me, then I'm gonna start pushing back. So, I've kind of had to learn how to adjust to that, and just refrain from pushing back, just see what's going on before I do anything.
Time management.
Okay.
Toughest challenges, I think, was when I was the project manager of the first sprint. Our group was very difficult. They didn't really get along that well, and so it was tough to get them all on the same, project, on the same thing, so that we could turn something in.
Okay. What would you suggest to do to overcome some of the challenges like that?
I think you just need a lot of patience, and you need to stay unbiased, because if you start picking sides and alienating people, that's just gonna make the rift grow bigger.
In the beginning was hard because we needed to get to know each other. But once we get to know each other, everything comes a lot easier. So now I believe we are working like a team. And in the beginning, it was like a lot of tension, and why not? So now I feel this cycle like my family.
With Cycle 28, for me personally, the internship was a do-over of sorts. For a long time, I suffered from anxiety and depression, so college wasn't really fun for me. It was more like battling my demons, or just understanding what my demons were, and I wasn't able to really capitalize on a lot of things that I wanted to. But with this internship, I was able to start my own women's group and make friends and just find a sense of home and do things that I never thought I could do. I think the thing that I enjoyed the most in this internship was finding out who I was and seeing that I was an amazing person.
The coolest thing ever was coming in with no tech knowledge and learning that I actually could make a red ball move. I could become DevOps and work on servers and deal with Windows and not be terrified of it. That I could meet a CIO, CMO, and have a conversation and actually engage with this person and speak to them and understand that I was worth just as much as they were.
The
best thing, the most enjoyable thing, cool thing too is just all the opportunity, all the stuff I've done. Never thought I'd do in my life. Boardroom meetings, presentations to $1 million companies, what have you. And just getting a chance to rub elbows with those in the top tier positions, like almost on a daily basis, is really outstanding.
I like the fact of how I, kind of learned a little bit about community, kind of how the world works, and that kind of like just learning about technology was the tip of the iceberg. It's more about how you see how people work and how the world is not about money, what you do. It's about your relationship with people. I think that's like at the core, and how are you able to not just take it like get those opportunities that people may provide for you, but how can you provide opportunities for other people that you do know that do affect your world, and knows that may come behind you, that you may come into your world and be able to affect for the positive.
I decided to join ICStars because of the challenge, and it's becoming even more and more challenging, and I like it. I learn a lot. I'm pushing myself to the limits. So I'm surprised how much I learned over the, how many weeks we have so far?
We got 5 more weeks.
11 weeks? Yeah.
Yes, it's been, yeah.
So
11.
it's like probably 5 more languages, 11 technologies that I know how to work with, and it's like I understand, and like different vocabulary that I didn't have before. So it's like I'm improving my English too.
It's more than just learning technology. Like being here changes everything about you. It makes you question everything about you. You have to, it's weird, but during Tom Tresser's class, it made me think, what am I willing to stand for? What throughout my life shows that I could be a leader? What can I change about myself to lead others? And yeah, the technology's hard, but you can always read a book or go on Google and learn that. But to be a leader, you really have to, there's no book for that. You really have to look inside yourself and see what you can do.
How about some advice for Cycle 29 that you may want to give them for
time management? Please use it. Figure out what you need, figure out what you want, get your help first if you need it. Figure out that you need help, get over your pride so you can get help when you need it, so you can do your tasks on time.
Really pay attention to sort of the interactions of the group as a whole, not in any individual person, because usually you can tell what's going to happen just by sort of, I guess, feeling that energy that the whole group has. And so like for our cycle, there's a lot of, I don't really know what it was, but there's, we had all those sort of problems, and then people started leaving, and now we're sort of left with, the core of the group.
Go in for it head first. Even if you are comfortable with it, even if you doubt yourself, trust. You got through 400 other people. You were chosen for a reason, and trust that the fact that you are here for a valid reason. You do what you came to do, and trust number one in yourself and in your cycle mates. I came in here and didn't know you guys from a can of paint, and now I have a new family.
I would say coding, but I went on the new Boston Network over the weekend, and everything got a lot clearer. I would say working with a big, diverse group of people. I look at groups and working with groups like marriage. It requires a lot of compromise and a lot of understanding, and a lot of patience. I had to learn a lot of patience. I'm the type of person who's really impatient. I can even be impatient with myself if I'm not catching on to stuff quickly or getting it quickly. So for me, the most challenging thing is working in a big group. But it's a great asset to have. Whatever company I'm going to work from, I have to work in a group anyway, so I'm glad I learned that skill.
Cycle 29 and beyond.
Yeah.
Okay, I would suggest that they all come in here with an open mind, leave the egos at the door, because that's one of the things that you can't have here. I you got so many different people that you're working with. They do things differently. They have different ways of looking at things. They have different methods of solving problems. You have to have an open mind for that, because your way of solving a problem might not work for someone else. So you have to find a way to compromise, or kind of work together. As far as technologies are concerned, I would definitely start reading up on SQL, SQL, especially MySQL, SQL Server, things like that. You're definitely gonna need that. Brush up on your JavaScript. I think they'll probably have the same curriculum next year or next cycle. Just brush up on your technology, and also, if you're not very good at typing, learn how to type.
Well, my biggest challenge is every day we have to learn something new. I don't think that's gonna be a challenge, because life is about learning every day. But I'm gonna say that, holding each other accountable for whatever we have to do, that's one of the challenges.
What I would have done differently, I don't know, nothing.